Good morning and happy Monday, and welcome to week 2 of Project Enfys. So this week I am still, well right now, working on the Electro Ripper staff. Hopefully that will get finished at some point this week, maybe even before the end of the week, we'll see. A bit of a later start today because I had to run out to Lowe's to get some hardware that I'm sure will see. I need to install it hopefully today, so that's why I needed to go get it. But the first thing that I've been doing today, other than setting up the garage again, is back to working on the base of the staff. So the first thing I did today, I haven't done much today, which is why I didn't bother filming it, just boring stuff. I basically just measured out the points where this piece needs to go. It is a raised detail, so drew that up, and now I'm going to be tracing this onto the Warbler and then getting those installed on the actual staff base. So that is all of the details on that part of the base, and now I'm going to be drawing up and measuring the engraving on this part. So here's the hopefully finished base of the staff. So with some engraving details, I added a circle to the bottom, and of course when I was doing this I realized there's actually inconsistencies between the various actual staffs, so that's always fun. So this is what I'm rolling with, at least. What I'm going to call is accurate. So yes. I'm pretty sure I showed you those before. But yeah, there's the finished bottom, and I guess I'm going to just continue working on the rest of it. I don't really want to put the handle on yet, because as soon as I do that, it's going to be harder for me to turn it, because the handle sticks out pretty far. So I think I'm going to look at the blade parts and these parts up here first. It's much later now, and I'm actually back in my studio for once. I'm pretty sure the last thing I showed you was the end bit, and I never got to actually show you adding this piece. And then I actually also covered the blade in a single layer of Warbler, just because I want the blade to be extra strong. And then there's caulking just because it wasn't actually completely flat because of the pole that goes there. It was a little dipped in still, so that's why the caulking is on there. But I am back in the studio because tonight, oh by the way, on the weekend I was working with epoxy sculpt and accidentally made up too much, so I decided to try and sculpt out some of the teeth. So that's what they are. They are extremely unfinished and fairly flat on one side. I'm not sure if I'm actually ever going to be using these ones, but the epoxy was already mixed up, so yeah, might as well use it. Anyway, but tonight's project is going to be to template these shoes. Now, Enfys Nest's actual shoes are actually $600 boots that they cut down, and they are very unique looking, and I spent like an entire week, multiple hours every day, trying to find something that looked even kind of similar, and there was literally nothing. So I got these Nikes. They were extremely on sale, and we're basically going to be covering them. Pretty much the only thing that's going to be semi-recognizable is the sole. They are completely getting covered to look more like the actual shoes, and so what I'm doing tonight is templating these. I also might look at, I was going to put some epoxy on the soles themselves, get the actual rigid detailing that is on the actual shoes, but that might not happen tonight. The templates are, though. So here are the two templates I drew up. This is the toe of the shoe, and this is the back. They're kind of the two main points that really need the templates. The straps themselves don't really need too much templating. It's mainly this band. There's also that band that goes across, and the toe part, and then of course the back part, just getting everything to fit like that. I took the laces out, and then I actually already drew on the design that I need to epoxy on some clay just to get the ridges on, because I want to make them super accurate. I did consider doing that tonight, but I'm pretty tired. It's pretty late. It is after 11 o'clock at night, and I want to be out in the garage tomorrow, probably before 9. So that is going to be it for today for Project Enfys. Nothing too exciting has happened so far today. The first thing I did was get the upper blade parts glued on to the blade. And then I cut out this, which took me forever, and got that transferred, although I didn't finish because I'm not actually sure if this is going to end up being big enough, which is not great. And right now I am working on the folded part that goes like around the blade like this. So that's that, and then these are some of the raised details for this piece as well. They're gonna go up like that. Yeah, so still just working away on the upper part of the staff. So here's the bent guard piece. The edge things are kind of rough, but hopefully I'll be able to smooth them out a lot more when I put caulking on them and stuff. This is a little ring piece that fits well, just to cover that up. Like basically this part goes, get it in there. It just kind of slides like that. It goes down a little bit. It's basically like that. Fits super well, so that's good. But now I am actually going to put the Warbler onto this, because the original thing, so basically there are going to be these screws here, here, and here. And originally I was going to embed them in the Warbler, but I needed to like know where everything fit. But I think I'm actually going to be able to just drill the hole straight through. So this can now get covered in Warbler, and that's what I'm going to be doing right now. So here's how the one side is looking. I think it's looking super awesome. It's fitting really well to the foam, which is great. And it didn't split too much. There's just a few little spots in the corners and stuff that I'll have to touch up. But yeah, I think it's looking great so far, and it's actually going pretty well other than the fact that I broke my hot knife. So there's that. But yeah, I'm gonna remove this extra stuff and then do the other side. So here is the progress for the day out here. I got both sides covered in the Warbler. I got the detail piece on there, and I also installed this piece, which the bottom is still pretty messy. I might work on that a bit more with Worbla, or it might just end up being caulking. And then I also put in the hole, and I split the plate to help me wire the lights in, which you'll see how this thing works once I get there. But yeah, so split it to help get the wires, feed it through, and then this split is for this piece because this is going to house the battery. But I think that's going to be it for out here. I'm going to go inside and work on a bit more. But yeah, I just wanted to show you what I got done this afternoon. Time to get the epoxy sculpt on the sides of the shoes. So here is how the shoes are looking. Super happy with those turned out. Obviously it's not the most difficult sculpt job in the world. It's literally just vertical lines etched into the epoxy sculpt. But yeah, they're going to dry. Don't worry about the white on the actual shoe. It's literally getting completely covered, so you're not going to see that at all. There is the sculpted shoe. Happy Wednesday! It's kind of been an odd day. I mean, I woke up this morning and thought it was Monday for some reason, so that kind of has been the overarching theme of today. I actually haven't had a chance to work on anything costume-wise yet, but I'm actually headed into the garage now. Finally, after way too long of cutting out, this is finally finished. This is currently in the top space for most annoying part of this costume. Yes, 60 holes out of Worbla, cutting them out, not fun. So I'm gonna bend this now and pray that I don't wreck it, because I really don't want to have to do this again. Alrighty, all bent. That's what things are looking like, and as you can see I have my mark here. And so basically this is going over this part, but I want it to be removable. So I have these things which they're threaded, and so these are going to go through the whole thing and keep it in place. So what I'm going to do right now is actually drill through this entire blade. So I didn't finish kind of vlogging yesterday because pretty much as soon as I had stopped filming and I was going to drill the holes into the shaft, the whole thing, the staff broke. So I was freaking out, scrambling for the next like 3 to 4 hours, trying to figure out how to fix it. It is now back in one piece and is hopefully going to remain as such, but that was not fun. So it now has one of these bad boys through it into the wood on both sides. I have repaired it. It feels strong. Hopefully it's not going to do it again. It's kind of messed up here now because I then of course extra reinforced it to make sure it wasn't going to do anything. But yeah, it was like, it sucks because like it was perfect and now it's like slightly off-centered and a little crooked, and yeah. So I'm still kind of working on finishing all of the repairs off and stuff, which isn't really going to be interesting. I'm just basically fixing it now. And then I have one more piece to build and the handle to put on, and then this staff is finished. So here's the piece that I'm working on right now. It is this piece on the plan, so it's just kind of an extra detail piece. But this piece is actually going to be what houses the 9-volt battery. So as you can see, I have the top of a bottle. This is the lid that I've already disguised to look like the thing. And so that is how I'm going to get the 9-volt in and out when it needs to be changed. And yeah, I'm just working on like installing the screw part into this piece. And then I'm going to bend these edges and then, yeah, just build the piece. And then install it on the actual blade later. It's a lot later now, and here is how things are looking. I don't know. There, that's, I guess, a bit better lighting. So I have the handle installed finally, and I have the rings around it. These are just foam, and I'm going to be covering those in Worbla at some point. I did finish the piece, this piece. That is like the battery pack. I'm not sure how I feel about it. It's kind of big, kind of bulky. It does work though. This, as you can see, this is the handle, so it unscrews there. And I'm also not sure about possibly installing the switch in this. So I might use this eventually, but it's not going to get installed right now, just because of all the other stuff that I might end up doing to it. But yeah, that is the progress for the afternoon and night. So I finished up the handle parts this morning, just covered those in some Worbla, and yeah, the staff base is now finished. This isn't actually attached, that's just, like it fits very snugly, so that's just on there right now. Oh yeah, here's an overview of the finished Electro Ripper. And that's actually going to be it for this week's Project Enfys video. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next week.